Cambria sits on a stretch of coast that never stops surprising me. One moment you're walking Moonstone Beach, and the next you're exploring downtown shops or wandering through one of the West Coast's largest Christmas markets. If you're looking for the perfect way to spend a holiday weekend in December, then let me show you why Cambria should be at the top of your list. We left Los Angeles early on a Friday, and it's about a 4-hour drive to Cambria from the city. We stopped for lunch at Spencer Mackenzies in Ventura, which is one of our favorite spots along the coast. I love the sweet chili sauce here so much that I buy some to take with me every time I'm there, or even ship it to myself if I need more. If you're not in the mood for lunch, Prospect Coffee Roasters in Ventura is also a great spot to get a coffee before continuing the road trip. And then from Ventura, it's about a 2.5-hour drive to Cambria, with about an hour of that along the coast, then an hour inland, and then going back to the coast to finish the drive. You know us, we have a lot of places that we love in California, so we stopped at the Brown Butter Cookie Company, which is one of Amy's favorites in Cayucos. While the cookies are pricey here, they always have lots of samples so you can try them before you buy them, and you'll probably leave with a bag. Took a short break on the way up to see the Shipwreck, which is right out there. I had told the kids that there was a shipwreck in Cayucos, and they thought that that would be really cool to go see, and since it's only about a 5-minute walk to the viewing area, we decided to do it. This is just an interesting part of the coast, and it's relatively recent as it washed up during a powerful storm in 2016. You can see Morro Rock out in the distance, which is cool, and it's just a good spot for photography if you're into that. Normally you can actually go down to the beach, but it was really muddy and slippery, and so we didn't want to chance it with the kids. On to Cambria. From here, it was only a 20-minute drive to the Cambria Pines Lodge, which is the hotel that invited us up and gave us a room for the 2 nights so that we could experience this weekend. Plus, it's also where the Cambria Christmas Market is at. This is a cool spot. We got a nice fold-out couch that can turn into a bed. We also have a Murphy bed right here, and then there's the sink and the bathroom, which leads into kind of like the main bedroom. I have to say, this is pretty awesome. Does it pass the jump test? Yeah! I should also note that if you're driving a Tesla, they have destination charging at the hotel. And then after checking in, we headed to downtown Cambria and to one of my favorite places to eat in the city, Linn's. Linn's is basically an institution in Cambria, and they started as a small family farm outside of the city built around fresh fruit and homemade pies. Over time, as they grew and became more popular, they actually opened a bakery and a full restaurant in downtown Cambria. The kids and Amy made their choices with chicken tenders and butter noodles, and then Amy got some type of chicken dish. So there's 2 reasons I always go here. The first is the pot pie, and the second is the actual pie. And we're having both tonight. I'm a huge fan of chicken pot pies, and they do a great one here. Plus they also do a vegetarian pot pie and a beef one. I always stick with the chicken though myself. And then for dessert, they're known for their olali berry pie, which is a mix of blackberry and raspberry. All right, Amy's gonna do the pie review.
It's just as good as I remember it. It's like sweet with a little bit of tart. It's like if you like raspberry and blueberry, blackberry, it's like all the berries that you want. Just so good.
We got 1 slice to share with everybody, but Amy said she wished she would have got her own. All right, and with that, we'll see you tomorrow for our full day in Cambria. We started the day bright and early, and we were some of the first people to go to the breakfast at our hotel, as everybody gets up really early at this stage. It's a typical buffet breakfast, but they had a lot of options, and it was great for the kids. The only issue with breakfast is that the coffee was severely lacking, and you know Amy and I are pretty much coffee snobs, so we headed down into the city to grab some coffee. We tried a couple coffee shops in Cambria, but I would say Cambria Coffee was our favorite. They made a really great cortado. Leaving Cambria, we headed out on Moonstone Beach Drive, which is one of the most beautiful parts of the entire Central Coast. They have a boardwalk here that goes for about a mile each way and gives you some of the most beautiful views over the coast and down towards the beach. For us though, we didn't walk the boardwalk, we just found where the stairs were and we headed right to the sand. As you can tell from the jackets, it was a cold morning and we were the only people on the beach, but that didn't stop us from having fun. What is that? I don't know. This area is where most of the boutique hotels are in Cambria, so you'll see a lot of people walking along the boardwalk who are staying there every morning. The seaweed is so crazy. That guy kind of looks like he would eat you. It's like a sea snake or something. The waves are definitely high here today, but this is one of my favorite beaches in California. This little cove right here is just so beautiful. It's fun to look around for rocks and seashells and just watch the waves crash. If you're staying in the area, this is also a great place for sunset.
I mean, this is about as good as it gets. We get to spend our morning down here, and then we get to go to an awesome Christmas market, the largest on the West Coast tonight.
I can't stress this enough. If this is not a place you spend a weekend, you should definitely plan one in the future. After we were finally able to pull ourselves away from the beach, we got on Pacific Coast Highway and we headed about 15 minutes north, passing Hearst Castle and the town of San Simeon on our way to one of the best spots along this part of the coast.
Next up, we have made it to the elephant seal viewpoint right over there.
If you're interested in seeing elephant seals, this is one of the best places along the coast to see them. I talked to a local volunteer who told me a lot about the seals, and he said that the first elephant seals started showing up in this beach in the 1990s after being hunted almost to extinction in the 1800s. Once the colony took hold, state and federal protections helped the population rebound, and now you can see hundreds, if not thousands, of elephant seals depending on the time of the year. If you've never seen elephant seals before, it's hilarious to just watch them trying to sleep on the beach and then yelling and fighting with each other when one invades another's space. Hopefully if you visit, you get as much enjoyment out of them as our kids did.
He sneezed at his brother.
He sneezed on his brother. When we were there was only a few hundred elephant seals, but I've been there when there are literally thousands of them along the shore. I think it's more in the springtime, but I'm not 100%.
That is definitely one of my favorite things to do on the Central Coast. What'd you think, Sunny?
One sounded like a chicken.
One sounded like a chicken, even.
They are awesome. I love seeing them every time, and even better to introduce them to these guys.
On the 15-minute drive back into the city, we stopped to get some pictures of the coast and to see Hearst Castle, and then we headed on towards our lunch spot. Also, if you're interested in what it's like to tour Hearst Castle, I have a couple videos I'll link to in the description. For lunch, we went to a spot called Main Street Grill, which is a popular sports bar type place that I've been going to for years.
Look at that salad. That is loaded up with meats. What'd you get, Sunny?
Burger.
A burger?
This is one of my go-to spots. I used to come to Firestone, which is a sister restaurant in San Luis Obispo, and I love the tri-tip sandwich here. It reminds me of college.
Hi, good day.
I agree. It is a good day.
Leaving Main Street Grill, we decided to walk around the downtown and go to some of the shops. There's technically two parts of downtown, the eastern and the western part. We were at the eastern part when we were at Linn's, and this is the western part. It's a fun place to explore. There's some good boutique shops, they had some Christmas decorations, and there's even some wine tasting rooms. If you're looking for some dessert after lunch, there's also Red Moose Cookie Company. This is another fun local cookie shop, and they have lots of variety, plus you can sample many different ones here as well. These are big soft cookies, and they come in packs of 2, and you can easily share them. And they also make cookies for dogs in case you're traveling with one.
This is the one they're known for. It's called Sinful. Everybody say cookie.
We've already had a pretty eventful day, so we're heading back to the hotel to relax for a little bit before sunset and a lot of Christmas stuff tonight.
This is an awesome town to come to for the Scarecrow Festival. I have a video on that you can see in the description.
In case you're wondering about the status of Nitwit Ridge, we drove up here and here's the info.
This is Nitwit Ridge. It's been closed to the public since 2022, but I have a video in the description about what it's like to explore the inside because we used to come here back in the day.
It is such a wild place. Definitely check out the video since you can't tour it anymore.
We made it back to our hotel room and look at this. The lights are already turning on for the Cambria Christmas Market tonight. We rested to prepare for our event tonight and we are heading to the Cambria Nursery where they have a Christmas store before going to the crazy Christmas market later.
Luckily, the store was only about a 5-minute walk from our hotel, and it was awesome because when we got there, they had some goats, and one of the workers gave the kids some food so that they could feed them.
Sunny, he likes it.
Yum, 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 yum.
The nursery was getting set up to be really festive, but it wasn't open during the night on the day that we were there. Luckily, the Whimsical Wonderland store was open, and it's open basically every day in December. I don't even know what to tell you about this shop other than that it's pure and utter magic. This place is massive and every room has something new to explore. There's rooms for kids, there's rooms full of Christmas trees, there's rooms with trains, there's rooms with snow globes, there's rooms with German stuff. I mean, it's just everything you could possibly imagine.
This store is amazing. They have all this vintage Christmas stuff and look at these vintage Krampus as well.
Honestly, I would recommend you give yourself a good 30 minutes to an hour just to explore this store. We walked around for a while and it was hard to even pull the kids away as there was just so much to see around every corner.
That was like Christmas land.
It was like Christmas land, an amusement park that was Christmas themed. It was anything and everything you could want Christmas.
That is an excellent store. Do not miss it. It's open at night when the Christmas market is open at night, so I think that's probably the best time to see it. But it's awesome during the day if that's what you have, and the kids love picking something out.
Back at the hotel, we hung out on our patio and just watched them finish the last bit of setup before heading out and experiencing the Christmas market for ourselves.
I am so excited, finally checking off the Cambria Christmas Market. Are you guys excited?
Yes!
Let us go to the train.
We went on media night, which was their soft opening about a week before the general opening, so some of this may be a little bit different, but most of it should be the same. We started our time at the Cambria Christmas Market with the train, and this is one of those fun, small ride-on trains where you sit and straddle it, and it just takes you around and lets you see all the sights. The ride's pretty short at around 5 to 7 minutes, but for my kids it was a magical start to the market, and they loved every minute of it. If you're looking for rides, that's the only one that we saw while we were there, but let me know if there's anything else in the comments.
We're here for media night, so a lot of these vendors are not out yet, but this is where all of the vendors are going to be.
There's two parts of the market. There's where the train ride and all the vendors are, and then there's the light display, which is down below and connected by a long colored tunnel.
This is hilarious because they're 5 now, and this is the first time they've been this excited. I can barely even keep up with them. They're just running to try to see all the lights.
For a little background on the market, it was started in 2011 and it was inspired by the classic German-style holiday markets. Over the years, it's grown from a small gathering into one of the biggest Christmas markets on the West Coast. It's said that there are over 3 million lights on display here, and after walking around, I wouldn't argue with that. There's a lot to explore here, from listening to live music to even meeting Santa.
Wow!
Merry Christmas!
It's pretty hilarious to see my kids enjoy Santa, as they were terrified of him for a few years. And then as you explore the rest of the festival, there's lots of different installations that they've set up so you can take fun festive pictures as you're exploring.
The lights just keep coming. It's amazing.
I had heard a lot of good things about this one, and so that's why I've always wanted to go. And I have to say, as someone who visits a lot of Christmas attractions every year, this is definitely one of the best I've been to. I love how intricate the light display is, and it must take forever to set it all up.
Check it out. They're pulling a Christmas tree. On non-media night, I think when you get to the end right here, you can actually walk right across the street to the Nursery store we went to earlier.
I'm not sure if that's the case, but the Nursery people did tell me that when the market fully opened to the public, that the Nursery would be open at night as well, so I would assume you could walk over there. The last order of business for us was to get some hot chocolate, some glühwein, and some kettle corn. As we made our way towards the exit, we walked past an area that had some of the market stalls open, and these were authentic German souvenirs that were shipped in from Germany. One of the most interesting was this stall that had these little characters, and you lit incense and put them inside of them, and then they actually had smoke come out their mouths. I thought these were pretty cool. I actually took one home with me for my Christmas souvenir from Cambria.
Caution, Krampus is very scary. There he is, Krampus. What's so cool is that second floor right there is our room. So we can go up and we can just look out over the sea of Christmas. I love these types of things. I love all the lights and the Christmas stuff, but I have to say this is pretty good. The kids are finally tapping out, so we're gonna go put them to bed, and I think I might grab some glühwein and just sit on the patio and drink it, looking out over the lights.
When we were there, this event was open for 2 hours, and we shut it down and probably could have stayed longer.
Unfortunately, right when we got the kids to bed and came out here to sit and watch, they're shutting the lights off. But that was a great experience. We'll see you tomorrow for one more thing in Cambria. Did you enjoy it?
It was awesome. Loved it.
Saying goodbye to our hotel, we're gonna grab coffee and then we're gonna go on a short hike.
We had breakfast at the buffet in our hotel again, but I wanted to show you Lily's, which is another great spot to have breakfast in the town, and they have good coffee as well. For our last morning in Cambria, we headed to Fiscalini Ranch Preserve. This is one of the most popular walks in the morning, and you will always see lots of people out doing it.
If you're looking for a great early morning walk, this is one of my favorites in Cambria. Just incredible coastal views and a nice elevated boardwalk.
The land here was once part of a large ranching property that covered big portions of coastal Cambria. And then in the late 1990s, the community pushed hard to save it from development and turn it into the beautiful hiking area you see today. There are not a lot of undeveloped stretches of bluff-top coastline like this, so anytime I see it along the California coast, I love exploring. There's over 400 acres in the preserve, but the main hiking trail that most people do is around 2.5 miles.
Such an incredible morning, just beautiful views, a little bit of coastal fog, the bluffs. The kids are just enjoying themselves, running all around. Hard to beat.
When we made it back to the car, the kids begged to go back to the Moonstone Beach Boardwalk area again. And Amy and I were happy to oblige, as this is one of those places we never say no to. We spent another 45 minutes just exploring and watching the waves before starting the long drive back to Los Angeles.
And with that, our weekend in Cambria is done. We had so much fun exploring Christmas and beaches. You guys have anything to say?
Bye. Bye. Happy Christmas.
See you next time.
Happy Christmas.